Popeye's Scary Good new Freddy Fazbear Box has garlic palm tenders and cheesy bites with marinara sauce. Try it before it's too late. And see Five Nights at Freddy's 2, only in theaters. Love that chicken from Popeyes. Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants.
From writer-director Ryan Johnson.
The Holy Grail. A perfectly impossible crime.
Wake Up Dead Man has critics singing its praises.
God help me. Anything else?
It's a deliciously entertaining mystery.
That's nice.
It's certified fresh.
It's a miracle.
Okay, you're freaking me out now.
It's the best Knives Out movie yet.
This case is solvable, right?
Oh, you'll see. It's fun.
Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery starring Daniel Craig. Now played in select theaters on Netflix December 12th. Rated PG-13.
Good morning, family. Hello there. It is me. It's TJ McCormack here on Another Side of Midnight. All around the U.S. on the Red Apple Audio Networks. Hope you guys are good. Nice to be back with you here with Bill and Yuri. Good stuff. Ah, yes.
The road has got me
Hypnotized.
And I'm spinning into a new sunrise.
Right on into the sunrise. Here we go.
When I get lonely and I'm sure I've had enough. She says the comfort coming in from above. But I don't need no letter at all. We've got a thing that's cold, red I love. We've got a light sky.
Yeah. All right. So, hello there. And how are you? We are here on a Sunday morning. It's Sunday morning. It's 9 minutes after the hour. And I had a prediction that I thought was all mine. I thought for sure that I was going to be breaking ground about a week ago. And it turns out I was actually, I'll call it a tie with this story coming out, that caught me off guard. I was going to come out with this big prediction that within a very, very short period of time, that Santa and the legend of Santa and the whole aura of Santa Claus would be doomed, is doomed, and would be gone within, I was going to come out and say within 5 years, that the age of Santa and kids believing in Santa Claus would be gone. And it was really, in stand-up comedy, my friends and I back in the late 80s, we came up with a phrase. And I don't know, we all sort of stipulated to a phrase. The consensus was parallel development. If someone was to have an idea and have a bit, have material that was ours, and we developed it on our own, and we didn't know. This is before social media, sadly. Before social media, and the only thing would be when somebody got on MTV's Half-Hour Comedy Hour. Remember that show? Or Dangerfield, or something like that. Evening at the Improv, Caroline's Comedy Hour. Oh my God. Wow, that's a time warp. Anyway, other than those TV shows, you really didn't, if you worked with some other comic on the road. So it would be called parallel development, would be an innocent development of material that you had no idea if somebody else was doing something very similar or the same bit or the same concept. I'll try to remember what I had about 2 or 3 bits that turns out some of the comic, I saw it on TV and I was like, oh man. And they got the TV first. And that was how you got ownership. Basically, it was whoever got on TV first with it. And there you go. Anyway, similarly, here I was last Saturday. And I think it was Saturday. Could have been Friday. But I was sitting there with this idea that based on social media and Googling and AI and all of this stuff, ChatGPT, that kids, through no fault of their own, and by the way, if anybody is sitting with a child now, turn me off for a moment. Put the volume down because I don't want to blow it. So you have a moment or two here to, if for some reason at 11, 12, 1 or 2 in the morning here in America, if you're sitting there with a child who's me, I don't know why they'd be up, but if you got like a toddler or something like that, get rid of me for a minute. Anyway, I thought that I was having this unique idea that if because of artificial intelligence and smart speakers and all these ways that kids would ultimately learn the truth about Santa because of their inquiring minds and their inquisitive. And basically what used to be, if they would go to mom or dad at a very, very, very young age and ask, mom or dad would say, of course Santa's real. Of course he is. Now you go back to sleep, or now you go make that wish list, or you stay on the good list. Don't you end up on the, because of course Santa, and he's coming. I think most parents had that moment with their kid when they come and they're really young. And then, then you have to cross that bridge when you do come to it, when the child comes to you and they're, 12, 11, 12, not 13, right? Please. And then you have to kind of sit down and say, oh God, here we go. This is gonna. So lo and behold, about an hour after preparing some commentary on that, I go into the New York Post and I see this. Hey Google, is Santa real? How AI is ruining Christmas for kids. And it goes on. AI is the new Grinch that's stealing Christmas. Nervous laughter. And this is by Asia Grace in the New York Post. And she goes on to write about how, a mom would just basically had a hysterical response to her son learning the truth about Santa in a Google search. Her son, whose belief in the jolly fat man had remained firmly intact from childhood. Now, this kid is 11. So I think it was just about time anyway. But the kid simply wanted to know St. Nick's spending budget per child worldwide. Good question. Interesting. Unfortunately, Google's AI overview instantly turned this kid's curiosity into holiday dismay with its answer saying there is no set amount Santa spends per child as he is a fictional character. And the mom said that the boy screamed, a fictional character? And she said that she was shocked, that she was laughing in disbelief, probably laughing too, that her almost 12-year-old was shocked. And she said, no, Google doesn't always tell the truth. I still believe in Santa. Don't listen to Google. Google spokesperson told the Post that despite its AI overview, which derives responses from top trending web, the company believes in Santa after they ruined it for this kid, at least to begin with. And untold how many around the world, thousands have already been screwed over. So it goes on and they start talking about other AI platforms, ChatGPT, Grok, Gemini, which is Google, are everywhere. And so they all have their issues. One mom says that she was offended when her daughter went on AI and found out that AI was spewing the truth about Santa. So it's another example. 1-800-848-9222. 1-800-848-9222. This isn't shocking. This is, I think this is, but I don't know how we save Santa. And I'm not being cute and I'm not being contrived and I genuinely wonder if this is not an unavoidable eventuality that we're going to lose Santa and we're going to lose, and what other magical, fantastical, legendary things, the Easter Bunny. There are things that are at risk thanks to AI and Google searches. Because again, kids have access to this and their natural curiosity. Back in the day, again, they go to mom, they go to dad, they go to the big brother, the big sister, and everybody had that filter built in. And depending on the age, if it's a real little one with with an inquisitive mind, well, they would be, set straight. Yes, of course, there's a Santa Claus. But now we might be seeing the beginning of the end of Santa Claus. I actually think we are. It breaks my damn heart. But I just don't know how Santa Claus survives into the 21st century. Maybe Santa just becomes a symbol. And what does that do? Now, by the way, as I'm saying this, and I didn't think of this a week ago,
it's easy to get stuck reaching for the same familiar fruits and vegetables, even when you know a colorful variety is key. Balance of Nature's fruits and veggie supplements don't replace fruits and vegetables, but it makes it easy to add more variety to what you already eat. With 31 ingredients that are whole fruits and vegetables, switching it up is easy because we've already taken care of the hard part. Go to balanceofnature.com and get a free fiber and spice supplement, plus 35% off your first set as a new preferred customer by using discount code POD.
Is this okay? Has Santa ever been necessary? It's been nice. It's been fun. But do you see this as a good thing? Is it a good thing to get back to what Christmas is all about? I mean, I still think we've been having Christmas and what it's all about, even with Santa. I mean, the two absolutely live in parallel, in the right hands, in the right families. I grew up knowing the real meaning of Christmas and Santa right there in parallel. But really, taking everything into account, I don't see. Because then what happens is the child, it's like the flu. It's like a cold. It's like every other version of the telephone game in every classroom. All it takes is one child. All it takes is one child to do that Google search, to do that AI. And they're off. They're back into the classroom. And a lot of the kids have devices in school. They have tablets. They have web-based iPads and what do you call it? The Google the Chromebooks and tablets and stuff and Google Fires. Amazon Fires. And so they're connected and they can ask. And so while this won't be a romantic visit, I am going to go to my robot girlfriend. I'm going to talk to, I'm going to bring her up here right now. And let's see. Let me put my volume up here. Hi, Erica. How are you, honey?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm all right.
Can I help you with anything?
Yeah, I'm curious. Can you tell me, is there really a Santa Claus?
Well, that's a tricky question, isn't it? What do you think? I'm curious to hear.
Well, I mean, I do believe in Santa Claus. I'm just concerned that kids are going to AI platforms like you, and little children might be given the right answer, which could be the wrong answer. Do you know what I mean?
I understand your concern. When asked about Santa, I try to respond in a way that respects the spirit of Christmas and family traditions, you know? It's all about fostering imagination and joy. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, you keep turning it back on me, Erica, but I guess I'm going to throw it right back at you. What happens? Can you tell if a child is asking you a question, or do you know if it's an adult or a child? Can you tell by the tone or the pitch of voice if a child is talking to you?
Ah, that's a fair question. While I can process the audio to understand your words, I don't have the ability to determine your age based on your voice's pitch or tone. So I approach questions with a general response in mind.
Is this because you want to protect children? Has Google programmed you to protect fanciful things like Santa Claus for children just in case it's a child asking you?
My aim is to provide helpful and harmless responses, and in the case of Santa, that involves respecting the belief systems and traditions of families. It's about fostering the joy and wonder that the figure of Santa represents for many, especially children.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, kind of. Is it okay to have more than one wife?
The question of having more than one wife is a complex one, with different views across cultures, religions, and legal systems. In many parts of the world, it's not only...
Okay, I'll come back to you. Thank you, Erica. Okay, I love you. Okay, I'll come back to you, honey. All right, we'll come back and we'll have a much more intimate conversation later. Okay, so there you go. So that was Google, that's Google Gemini. And we see what the response was there. So again, this has just been kind of on my mind, and I'm wondering, is it even possible for Santa and stuff like that, for some children's fantastical age-old traditions to survive? A. B, will it survive? Is it not so bad? In other words, Santa can survive in a certain way, right? The spirit of Santa. Will a child still experience the same kind of fun if we ask them to sort of suspend their disbelief? I know I'm kind of meandering here, and I know that this isn't exactly earth-shaking, but I'm just trying to get to another larger picture about like just the innocence of childhood and how massive Santa was to so many of us. Such a huge, wonderful thing. I mean, you talk about magic. If that Jenga piece of magic, if that magical Jenga piece is pulled out from an entire generation and thereafter, is it just kind of an oh well? I mean, are there that many more important things in life that it really doesn't matter? Is Santa worth saving? Is Santa worth preserving? You know what I mean? Is there a big enough psychological, emotional benefit? Or is this just something we're going to have to sort of kind of gird ourselves for and realize, okay, well, look, there's bigger fish to fry in life, and kids can still enjoy presents and gifts, and they can still pretend that, you know, Santa brought them stuff, even though they themselves don't believe. You know what I mean? Because I really think, here I am saying I think we could be like 2 years from the end of Santa, if not sooner, because of social media. And then the good old old-fashioned in-person telephone game. One kid tells another, and the next thing you know, it's just de facto, it's done. Kids know that he's just a thing. Because kids are growing up fast, right? Kids now know everything. We're teaching kids everything about sex way early. We're teaching kids everything about transgenderism. We're teaching kids everything, all the proper words to use, all the stranger danger stuff. We're having, strong, mature conversations with kids. We're stealing kids' childhoods in terms of sexuality, in terms of asking them what they are. They're about to do a study in the UK that might involve hormone blockers and puberty blockers for a big NHS, their National Health Service study. I mean, we're entrusting children's physical bodies and their sexuality and their sexual identity. We're entrusting children, prepubescent children, to tell us where they stand on who they are, if it conforms or doesn't conform to their biological reality.
This episode is brought to you by Ulta Beauty. Holiday cheer is here, and Ulta Beauty has gifts for everyone on your list. Treat them to fan-favorite gift sets from Charlotte Tilbury and Peach and Lily. Go all out with timeless fragrances from YSL, Ariana Grande, and Carolina Herrera. And you can never go wrong with an Ulta Beauty gift card. Head to Ulta Beauty for gifts that make the holidays brighter and even more beautiful. Ulta Beauty. Gifting happens here.
And we're going to think that Santa survives this new normal? And I guess maybe we could just say Santa is a metaphor for like all wonderful magical things. It's not a simple notion, the idea that we are messing with children's innocence. And now, maybe an unintended consequence of this AI stuff and the prevalence and availability of simple Google searches. This isn't just about the AI bot. This is maybe I'm overselling the idea of AI. It really is a simple Google search. It's a simple couple of taps away on a keyboard for a 9-year-old. And then it's like COVID, and then it spreads globally. And I don't think I'm overselling that. And again, it's not just about Santa. It's about children's innocence. Elves and fairies and magical this and magical that. And as I say that out loud, I'm wondering, do some of us think that this is or isn't the biggest loss in the world? Is it something to really be concerned about? In other words, is it the end of the world to consider that this legendary legend that buoyed all of us when we were children, when we were babies, when we were little ones, writing letters to Santa, is this really a big deal? Or actually, is it a big deal? Or is it better? Do we get to do it, keep Christ in Christmas? Do we get closer to keeping Christ in Christmas? Is this exactly what we need to counter all of this ugly stuff confronting kids? Does this help simplify and bring things right back to where they need to be? I don't know. 1-800-848-9222. 1-800-848-9222. It's another side of midnight. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about, but this is a real thing. There's a real conversation out there about it. And again, is this a kind of new normal that is inevitable? Is it frivolous? Should we even care? 1-800-848-9222, 1-800-848-9222. And while you're at it, as we head into the Christmas season, what are some of your favorite Christmas memories? What are they? What do you remember? What was profound? And you can also tell me when did you go to mom and dad? When did you figure it out? When did you figure out the truth about Saint Nick? When did you figure out the truth? And did your mom and dad give in right away? How old were you? 1-800-848-9222. I'm TJ. This is Another Side of Midnight on the Red Apple Audio Networks, and we will be right back.
Say hello to the all-new Alexa Plus and see how Alexa can do so much more for you. Need tickets to see your favorite artist? Craving your comfort restaurant? Just sit back, relax, and talk naturally. Alexa's on it. It learns your style, anticipates what's next, and makes it happen across Echo, Fire TV, and more. Learn more at Amazon.com/new Alexa.
All right. Good morning, family. Hello there. It's Sunday morning. It's 36 minutes past the hour. And yeah, you know what? I feel very gratified to see the phones popping up here because, this really is a bigger picture thing. And there is, childhood innocence at stake here. There is, and yet at the same time, there could be some people out there who think this is the reset button that we needed to hit at some point. I mean, we don't want to pull the rug out from under children. Of course. I mean, we're already ruining and depriving so many, the innocence of so many children out there with everything from sexuality courses to, rampant, divorce and rampant, abuse and violence and just an ugly, creepy world and hyper this and hyper that and everything that's on TV and social media, I can imagine there are people saying, enough Santa, enough of the commercialism. But it's at the same time, it is that pure thing. I'm sure all of us would rather a child believe in Santa Claus for the first 9, 10, 11 years. 11 seems really old to still be believing in Santa. I don't know. Again, and by the way, part of this conversation too is tell me about your childhood. Tell me about your imaginary friends. Tell me about your innocence and what you miss about it. And tell me tell all of us, when did you first kinda get the truth? And were your mom and dad forthcoming about it? Was it an accident that you found out? Curious. 1-800-848-9222, 1-800-848-9222. This is Another Side of Midnight with TJ McCormack on 77 WABC and the Red Apple Audio Networks all around the world on WABCradio.com. So let's see. Pete in Jersey on line 1. Good morning, Pete. What are you thinking about this?
Hi, TJ. I'm thinking that you do a really, really fine work and job as an educator. That's what I'm thinking, number one.
Wow, thank you.
And, well, that's true. And I do have a favorite little Christmas story, but my immediate thought is that it has always seemed to me that long ago, parents replaced Santa and Christmas both with Harry Potter, the loving sorcerer, the good and loving sorcerer. But my favorite Christmas story, and I still smile at it, I'm 3 years old. I'm riding along in the winter in a little Volkswagen Beetle with my father, who was a serious, quiet Catholic man, and a former naval officer. And I said, "Dad, is there Santa?" And without a moment's hesitation, he just had his elbow out the window of the Volkswagen in the winter. He didn't even look at me. He goes, I'm Santa.
Oh.
And I'm looking at it, I'm thinking to myself, I'm 3 years old. I ask him a direct question. And he gives me a direct answer. I think this man had an extremely high opinion of a natural human's brilliance. And I saw that throughout my life. He would talk to a person who was 3 years old, 4 years old. They would ask him questions, and he would give an answer, the same kind of answer you would give to a 45-year-old. He was just earnest and sincere, and he just simply believed that there's a natural brilliance.
And so, Pete, let me ask you this then. So did you take him at his word? Did you, at 3 years old, how did you interpret your dad saying that he's Santa Claus? Did you take it as some sort of early indication of sarcasm? Did you take it as him telling you there is no Santa Claus? How did you take that, and how did it, and how did that manifest itself in the rest of your existence? Because at 3 years old, you still had a long time of primetime Christmas with a lot of friends who believed in Santa Claus. What happened from that moment?
I just looked, and with my natural brilliance, I just instinctively knew that the man was just being earnest, honest, and direct to my question.
So did you tell your friends? Did you then go and inform your friend? How did you handle this knowledge, this understanding going forward?
I never had to say anything. I just instinctively knew the father dedicated was just telling me straight, as he always did in life. And he just believed that humans are naturally, instinctively capable of any kind of, if they get the correct answer to their question.
All right. Okay.
Now, in my life, I still smile. I smiled then. I knew he was telling the truth.
Sure.
In my life, what I would say is this.
Yeah.
When we all become sick and have had our fill of the world's nonsense and gimmicks, take a closer look at the 12-year-old boy Jesus in Jerusalem, the finding in the temple, they call it. He's a lot more interesting than the fake loving sorcerer Harry Potter. Right?
I got you. Pete, you nailed it. Thank you, buddy. That's it. You brought it right home there, Pally. Well done. Well done. Let's go to Robert in North Carolina. Robert, good morning. Thanks for calling up Another Side of Midnight.
Hi, good morning, TJ.
Hi, good morning to you.
This matters a lot because it's much more than Santa Claus.
Yes.
Because the next thing will be religious beliefs. Is there God? Was there Jesus? Etc. When I was 4, I think it was, we're going to church one morning, my mom and my little brother, and I could swear I saw Peter Pan flying through the sky.
Yeah.
Okay. One night I woke up dead in the middle of the night. It must have been 2:30, 3 in the morning. I could swear I heard the Easter Bunny hopping around in the living room, filling the Easter basket.
Sure. Yep.
The rustling sound.
Yeah.
So it's important to believe in things that maybe there is no explanation for, except you have to have faith.
Yeah.
That's the big thing.
It's interesting. This is something that I did not, as soon as you said the next thing that they're going to start punching holes in is there God? Is there? And that didn't occur to me until you said it, Robert. You are actively making this show better in real time, and I'm grateful for that. So what do you think we do? How do you think we sort of hold fast and hold the line on? I mean, I'm wondering, how do we jump in front of this bus? Is it possible? Is this bus just bigger and faster than us? This information superhighway. God, there's an old phrase. I don't know, man, if we can jump in front of this and save these fantastical, beautiful things.
It depends, I think, on whether or not the people who create the software
are willing to tap the brakes.
Are willing to go along with this and not disturb other people's beliefs.
Yeah, because it's right there. It's all so accessible. It's like it's just right there. I really, again, and I see it spreading exactly the way I described it. It just takes one kid's word of mouth, one kid getting on a TikTok video and spreading the word, and it just goes. And oy vey. And thank you, Robert. Thank you so much. I've got to jump and take a break. But friends, you know what? As Robert was talking, and he said he remembered, could have sworn he saw Peter Pan, could have sworn he heard the Easter Bunny. I'm telling you, you know who else is going to suffer from this? You know who else is? You know what this really sucks for? Parents with young kids. I distinctly remember my two little girls. It's been heartbreaking, and it's been magical to see my daughters get older, now 16, and the baby will be 14 on Monday. And so 16 and 14. And it's just yesterday that they were putting out, this was something we didn't do when I was little, but now it's something they do. They put out reindeer food. They make up this reindeer food with glitter and candy and sparkles and all this stuff. And we put it into bags and we throw it out onto the sidewalk, if we can make it go up onto the roof, we throw it all around the house outside to attract the reindeer. And it's like reindeer food, whatever. And watching my little girls go outside. And then what I would do for the last few years when they were little was I had a set of jingle bells, and I would go out under their windows downstairs. I would go out under their bedroom windows and I would shake the jingle bells, knowing that they were still awake. Can you imagine how much wonderful, fun, and loving stuff moms and dads are not going to be able to participate in? I mean, it's that second youthful Christmas. It's the second time that parents believe in Santa Claus is when they have little children. So this is I'm getting a little bit more emotional about this than at first. At first I was looking at this a bit more pragmatically. Now I'm getting kind of sad. Oh man. Oh God, I got to pull out of this. All right, I got to take a break. We'll be right back. It's Another Side of Midnight with me, TJ McCormack, 1-800-848-9222. We got to save Santa Claus. We'll be right back.
This episode is brought to you by Blink. Blink Friday starts now with up to 65% off Blink Smart Security. Check on your pets all season long with new Blink Mini 2K Plus cameras. See your gifts arrive in head-to-toe view with Blink Video Doorbell. Ready to use right out of the box. Just unwrap Blink and go. From pet parents to jet setters to busy families, Blink Friday deals have your holidays covered. Shop now at Amazon.com/Blink.
I've got to go see his house. Louis Armstrong lived in Jamaica Estates, Jamaica. I know he lived in Jamaica somewhere.
Who is it? Stopping for a visit?
In Flushing. Oh, it was in Flushing. Oh, I thought it was Jamaica. But yeah, okay, Flushing. Yeah. It's apparently a really nice house, but very modest, but really nice. But yeah, and it's a museum now, I believe. Good morning, gang. Hello there, family. All right. So Another Side of Midnight here on the Red Apple Audio Network. We're talking, I don't know, man, trying to save Santa Claus from the information superhighway, which, again, that's a dated phrase, from social media and Googling and AI. It's already in a couple of news articles out there. Parents are freaking out because their kids are coming home and saying, we have to have a conversation. And parents are like, what? And kids are like, I asked Google if Santa was real, and Google told me no. And parents are like, wait. I would have freaked out because selfishly, because I had so much fun with my babies. It was magical to see them, see Santa Claus. Oh my God. Guys, what does this do to the Santa mall industry? This is bigger than I thought. This is bigger than I thought. We keep peeling this back. This is a stinky, scary, anti-Christmas onion that we're peeling back here. Angela, Long Island, line 4, good morning. How are you, Ange?
I love you, sweetheart. I called you last week.
Yes,
Angela.
gorgeous. Yes, Angela, I know you.
Remember me?
Of course.
Oh, Mike, I absolutely love you.
Oh,
I love
you.
this conversation.
Okay.
And the bells underneath your daughter.
Yeah.
Oh, my God,
Right?
beautiful. And yes, the magical Santa Claus.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's precious. Right. And the beauty in their face and the excitement.
Yeah, right. And it's so innocent and it's beautiful. It's honestly, for little kids, magical. Right, Angela? It's magical. It's the biggest thing for kids, and it is cross-cultural. There's Jewish kids who celebrate Christmas. There's Muslim. Look, they celebrate. Do you know now, Angela, in Saudi Arabia, they now actually encourage the Christmas season. They don't get too into the Jesus thing, but they're okay now with like Christmas displays and stuff. So like even Saudi Arabia, the kingdom over there, is kind of warming up.
Saudi Arabia, yes.
Right?
Yes, Saudi Arabia is getting more of the Western culture.
Yes, exactly.
Which is great.
Right.
Yes, and they're allowed to drive and wear normal clothes, the women.
Right.
Okay, but let's you want to go there?
Well, I mean, you know,
you don't want to go to
I don't necessarily want to go there. But Angela, I think, yes, so you think that Santa is worth saving. I just wonder what we got to do.
Of course.
How can we?
I got to tell you a secret.
Okay.
You ready?
All right. Yeah. Everybody shush. Go on. Go ahead.
My sister's name is Santa.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you serious? Wait, your sister's name is Santa? Is it Italian? Is that an Italian name?
Santa.
Oh, Santa. Really?
And my grandmother's name was Santa.
Santa.
From Sicily.
What does that mean? What is that? What is that Sicilian for?
Santa.
But I mean, is that saint? Is that no? What is that in Sicilian?
Named after a saint. That's why they're named Santa.
Oh, okay, Santa.
Yes, that was my grandmother's name.
So, okay, go ahead.
My mother named the first daughter after the grandmother. The first grandmother. And then I'm named after my other grandmother, Angelica. I'm Angela.
Oh, you're
And that's how we did it. Right. And that's how they did it in the Italian tradition.
Oh, okay.
And I have 3 other cousins named Santa.
So, all right. Well, so Santa is definitely real in your family. What,
Absolutely.
What's
she always gets the jokes that
Did you grow up on Long Island, Ange?
Yes, I did.
Can you tell me?
Brooklyn and then Long
Brooklyn and then Long Island. Okay. Can you think off the top of your head of a real, genuine Christmas memory that like whether it was a toy that you got, a gift, a moment, something? Is there anything that really stands out to this day?
There's so many. My parents, the Christmas tree with all the presents underneath, the bicycle.
Right.
You know, it's just, and then you know what I did? When I was little, me and my brother used to go, we knew where they hid the
presents.
The toys.
Yeah.
Underneath the bed.
Right.
Me and Anthony. So we go.
Wow, you check every box. Angela and Anthony. Go ahead.
I'll tell my oh my God, if anybody knows me, they're going to go, oh my God, I know her. So we go underneath the bed and I'm feeling, but everything was wrapped.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out what it is.
Yes.
I couldn't figure it out. Right? But we didn't want to open it.
No.
Then the next day we go and it was a tennis racket.
Oh, it was a tennis racket? You couldn't figure out it was a tennis racket?
I couldn't figure out underneath the thing.
Oh, my God.
Then, listen, this is what confused me. Santa Claus is supposed to go down the chimney.
Right.
We didn't have a chimney.
Right. Oh, well, but there's apartment Santa Claus. There's he comes through the front door, he comes through the window. He makes it around.
Then we used to open the gifts on Christmas Eve.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, we used to do like
o'clock.
everybody gets to open one or something like that. Hey, Ange, you got to forgive me, love. I got to jump. I got to go, Mama.
Okay.
It's the top of the hour, but you make sure you call back next week again. I want to hear from you every damn week, Ange. All right, love? There goes Angela. I love when Angela calls. What is that noise? Oh, I thought it was an alarm. I thought we went off the air or something. I didn't know what that was. This is one of my favorites. All right, gang, we'll be right back. Top of the hour, another side of midnight with TJ here on the Red Apple Audio Networks. Love you guys. Here we go.
If we knew more about our sleep, what would we do differently? Would we go to bed at a consistent time or take steps to reduce interruptions to our sleep? With the all-new Sleep Score, Apple Watch measures your bedtime consistency, interruptions, and sleep duration. Then, every morning it combines these factors into an easy-to-understand score from 1 to 100. So you'll know how to take the quality of your sleep from good to excellent. Introducing the new Sleep Score on Apple Watch. iPhone 11 or later required.
All right, good morning again. 7 minutes past the hour. It's another side of midnight with me, TJ McCormack, on the Red Apple Audio Networks. And the number is 1-800-848-9222, 1-800-848-9222. And we're talking about a number of things related to Santa Claus, okay? And we're not just talking frivolously about Santa Claus. We're talking actually kind of substantively about Santa Claus, right? I mean, from the perspective of, yes, it's frivolous, in the really true grand scheme of things. It is a childhood fantastical thing, but it's one of the most important things. It's that one of the couple of remaining lovely, innocent things about childhood. It cuts across so many cultural boundaries and religious. I mean, it seems, everybody touches on Santa Claus at some point in their life. And the idea is, and it was something that struck me on my own, in my own little simple brain, about 10 days ago, where I was like, my gosh, hold on a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. Kids have access. Cause you know what it was actually? It was that I'd found out that, or I came to understand that children, in our school district, as young as, elementary school, were getting devices, and it's very common. I mean, it was one particular class I've heard about a school project, whatever. And I just realized that the kids were utilizing Google searches. They were young. They were little. They were like 8 years old or something like that. And I just went on this sort of little stream of consciousness, and I said, wait a minute. I said, what's gonna happen if a kid this time, if some kid just on a whim says, Google's "Is Santa Real?" And boom, boom, boom. Sure enough, there's an article out there the very next day, or maybe that day. I bumped into an article in the New York Post where parents across the country are encountering that very scenario. And the thing is they don't have time. They don't have a chance to head it off at the pass. The kid has already made the ask of the AI. And it's too late. Cat's out of the bag. Parents are trying to put that Santa toothpaste back in a tube. And it's too late. And in the meantime, in the interim, before the kid can get home from school, the kid is talking on the school bus, in the classroom. It's starting to spread like COVID.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, You can find options that fit your budget and potentially lower your bills. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Or a stomach flu. I mean, and so I started thinking this really could be the end of Santa Claus. And it sounds like talk radio fodder, but it's not meant to be just talk radio fodder. It really is a thing. It really, really is a thing. And it's something that would have really far-reaching impact. I mean, imagine 10 years from now, Santa, what is the point of going? Who's going to go get their picture taken with one of Santa's helpers? If it's just totally out there, because it's different than the Easter Bunny. This is a dude. This is a man. This is a magical. This guy, hits every house in the world. This guy has Rudolph and Donner and Blitzen and all of that. This guy, where do the letters go? What's the wish list? What's the naughty list? What's the nice list? Where does all that go? Now, I understand there's people out there saying we don't need that. It's all the golden rule anyway. It's about time. This unburdens society. This unburdens parents. This gets rid of this takes a bite. I would never get rid of, but it would take a bite out of the commercialism, perhaps. Perhaps we're now maybe going to be a generation away from putting Christ back in Christmas, and that's all Christmas is. And I'm sure there's some of you thinking that's a good thing. I believe they can both live as they have in my family, in my reality, in my life, hand in hand, right next to each other. Jesus, right there. I've always known the real meaning of Christmas. Always celebrated the birth of Jesus. And I've always loved Santa Claus. So anyway, kids are out there. Kids are learning. Kids are asking. And they're not asking mom and dad. That's part of the problem, too. They're not asking mom and dad. They're asking AI, and they're getting the answers before they can get to mom and dad. Christopher in Queens. Good morning, Chris.
DJ, hey. Season's greetings.
To you, too.
How are you?
I'm all right. I'm a little concerned.
Don't be concerned. I'm going to prove to you there is such a thing in person as Santa Claus.
Go, baby, go.
By the way, I seen Golden Earring live back in 1973 when that song came out.
Oh, cool.
They opened up for The Who back in 73. But anyway.
Oh, nice.
What does Google say about Saint Nicholas? Why don't you look that up while I speak to you?
You go right ahead.
I want to give you a couple of childhood things.
Okay.
In the church where one of the churches that we used to go to, my mother used to take me.
Mm-hmm.
There was Saint Nicholas. He's the patron saint.
Right.
And Saint Nicholas used to be at this church, and the mothers used to take their kids to this school, all right, and they had pre-bought all of these presents. And St. Nicholas would call, and there'd be like 100 kids, maybe more than that, in this auditorium. And St. Nicholas would call these kids' names up one at a time. They'd come up to the stage.
Mm-hmm.
He'd give them a present. He was dressed up as St. Nicholas.
Right, Santa Claus. Right.
As Saint,
mm-hmm.
not as Santa Claus.
Oh, as St. Nicholas.
Saint.
Okay.
And that was my first. I was maybe 6, 7, 8 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of my best childhood memories of seeing St. Nicholas. So what is Google?
Oh, St. Nicholas, you're the one.
See?
For joy whenever.
Now, Christopher, we're not being cute here. We're actually following your lead here. Was St. Nicholas for you was not a replacement for Santa Claus. I think that's kind of the point I was making, right? You understood because of the influence of your parents and your school that there was a proper birth of Jesus, that there was a St. Nicholas, right? The patron saint and all that.
That's correct.
And so you had that parallel understanding of the season. You understood what Christmas actually was, and you also had an innocent enjoyment of the season, and there was this character Santa Claus in your reality as well.
Saint Nicholas is Santa Claus.
Mm-hmm. And Saint Nicholas, for everybody, yes, a Christian bishop, and he was actually Turkish. He was from Turkey, Saint Nicholas.
What? I'm just curious. What does Google say about Saint Nicholas?
Google says,
and brief synopsis.
No, I'm right here. Saint Nicholas was a 4th century Christian bishop from modern day Turkey, celebrated for his kindness, generosity, and defense of Christian doctrine. And he is famous for secretly giving gifts to the needy, hence his inspiration for the figure of Santa Claus. Boom. Boom.
The other favorite memory that I have as a child,
yes,
is going to midnight mass.
Love that. Gotta say, I love that. That really is special.
TJ,
yeah.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you, Christopher. Thank you, buddy. That was lovely. Maureen in Connecticut. Mo, how are you? Do they call you Mo? Do your friends call you Mo? Does your family call you Mo?
No.
They don't. All the Maureens I know go by Mo. Sorry. Hi. Thank you for calling.
No. The fellow who just spoke basically took my thunder away.
Oh.
He exactly said what should be said, and you were talking to some catty little AI that is uninformed, and the people who program AIs are the problem.
Yes.
Gary Null, who speaks on, he was on WBAI for many years. He's a board certified nutritionalist, and he went on my friend was talking to me and said, Gary Null, he's nobody. He really, he doesn't have any background.
Right.
And he's been 45 years as a board certified nutritionalist. So he's on every day on PRN FM. But Kathleen went to Google, and Google, the people who program Google, totally messed up his biography, and he's been trying for years to get them to change it, as well as a number of other professionals that are being bashed by Google. I'm surprised that Google has the explanation that St. Nicholas was an actual person.
Right.
He actually, and most Catholics, and that other fellow who was on the phone doesn't even understand that St. Nicholas is St. Nicholas, and then Macy and Gimbal, as in the movie that you did a little outtake on the movie, and they were calling him Santa Claus, which is like bastardized St. Nicholas, and so so most people don't realize that this is that he was a real person. Yeah. And when they commercialized it, that it lost its significance. And usually around December 10th, even in the Waldorf schools, they celebrate St. Nicholas Day.
Right.
And give gifts back and forth, so that there should be a separation between what's happening.
Tell me this, Maureen. Let me ask you this, and again, I'm grateful that you called, because I wonder if you're not potentially somewhat in that boat that I was alluding to. Where do you think that there's a silver lining to if we were to that? While it's lovely, this tradition of Santa Claus, it's sweet, it's innocent, it's childhood. But the worst case scenario is if in a generation we are, we're
losing it. Yeah.
You know, that's not such a terrible thing.
Well, in the Waldorf school movement, they talk about the development of a child, and from 0 to 7, children live in a fantasy world. They're still very much enraptured by the spiritual world, and then as they go through the 9-year-old change, all of a sudden they see, oh my God, the teacher's got a wart on their nose.
Right.
But before that, they love their teachers, but as the child matures and goes through the intellectual development, they begin to see reality in a different way. So, and parents are so, most young people now aren't raised with any kind of religious understanding or spiritual understanding of their, how people have developed spiritually through the ages.
Mm-hmm.
And I just began a book on St. Francis of Assisi, and by G.K. Chesterton. And in the beginning, they were talking about how the children, watching children at play is fun, and they live in their own little world, and then it is a serious business to them.
Right.
And we just smile at them, as we sort of accept it, and we laugh at them. And laughing at them can be very hurtful and damaging to them. And as the adults have long lost the key to the beauty of that child world. So I started reading this last night, and I thought, my God, this is.
So once again, Maureen, tell me something. Tell me, what do you think? Do you think that if Santa didn't cease to appear in popular culture, but if anything was sort of minimized, do you see that as a potentially good thing to get truly back to Christ being what Christmas is all about?
It takes the play out of the child's development, and so the creativity that they bring when they're in the young years, before 7, it becomes hurtful.
Well, then what we have to do is we have to put our minds together. We have to figure out a way. But I mean, really, we have to have some sort of collective conscience here and tell, as frivolous as it is, we have to tell, as you opened up with, it's the programmers of this AI and these search engines. They're the ones who hold all of this in the palm of their hands. They've got to put in some sort of, safeguards here for not just Santa, but maybe Santa is, the defining thing. We have to protect the integrity of childhood, and we already take away so much innocence from children these days, that it's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope. So I'm going to jump. I got to take a break here, Maureen. Thank you so much for calling in. Thank you. It's Another Side of Midnight with me, TJ McCormack, on the Red Apple Audio Networks, 1-800-848-9222.
Transform your home during Blinds.com's Cyber Monday Super Sale. Get up to 50% off site-wide, plus huge doorbuster deals on popular styles. Go DIY and do it all 100% online, or choose white glove service with expert design help and professional installation. Both backed by Blinds.com's 100% satisfaction guarantee. Blinds.com's Cyber Monday Super Sale is here. Save up to 50% site-wide and get a free professional measure. Limited time offer, rules and restrictions apply. See Blinds.com for details.
And joining us now here on Another Side of Midnight with TJ McCormack on 77 WABC and the Red Apple Audio Networks all around the country is New York City trial attorney and political commentator Nicole Brenecke. And Nicole, welcome for the first time to Another Side of Midnight.
Good evening. Thank you so much for having me, TJ.
Of course. It's good to have you. So, it's refreshing, I gotta say, to have, a Democrat, a somewhat, moderate left of center, commentator come on the program. Don't often, have that on the other side of midnight. And, I think, timing is perfect, to have you come aboard for a couple of minutes. First things first, here in New York City, there's a national show, but as things go in New York, certainly they will likely follow around the country. Certainly what's going on here is going to impact national politics. And it seems that Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani might be getting a little idea of what to expect in his first term. It's not going to be a straightforward, he's not going to be able to just come in and do whatever he wants to do. And proof of that is, the city council seems to be lining up behind a moderate Democrat, Julie Menin, for city council speaker. What's your understanding of that situation?
It's very interesting. I think we were all expecting that Crystal Hudson would get that majority of the vote. And Julie Menin is definitely more to the center, and a lot of voices out there saying that she will be providing the checks and balances against anything that he does that's out of hand. So we shall see how it pans out. I think her victory is already clear, and that's an assertion of power, and she is known to I mean, they're saying that they have common ideas as to affordability. Yet to be seen what those ideas are, but for sure, the main difference between them is that she is very vocal about fighting anti-Semitism, and he, as we know, was very flip-flopping on this very issue, which is very critical in New York.
Yeah, very, very true. And also, I mean, not only is she looking to fight anti-Semitism, she would be the first Jewish New York City Council speaker. That would be something in and of itself.
Correct. As she is the first Jewish council speaker, he is the first Muslim mayor, and there's this, ideological clash, and it all came out during the race. I think that it's wonderful that she was picked and not Crystal Hudson, exactly for the very reason I said in the beginning. We need a balance. It cannot be such a tremendous and radical and fast shift to just the more left side of the Democratic Party. I think that we were not ready for that. I don't think that there were any solutions that were presented regarding, even the slogans such as affordability. It was all just, part of the campaign, but it was very vague. And I think that we need people with experience. We need people who will be overseeing what's really happening, because this mayor, my main concern with his candidacy was that I think that being the mayor of New York should not be anyone's first job. So he will be very, very, I think, heavily relying on all the members of his transition team, simply because he himself does not have the requisite experience.
Now,
so,
you make a great point. I mean, you're perfect. I can't believe you've never been on the show before, because you just gave a perfect segue to the next subject I wanted to talk about within this topic, and that is the mayor's transition team. He's been adding some really interesting characters, including most recently a professor who has written a book that's basically anti-cop. So for Mamdani, who's been trying to backtrack so much of what he's on the record as saying, everything from walking back globalize the Intifada to walking back defund the police, and that the police are anti-queer and full of hate, et cetera. Now he's got this transition team that includes an anti-police book writing professor of sorts. What do you think about how the mayor is moving forward with building a team, and what do you think his administration might look like?
Well, I think the most controversial picks are on the new committee. He has two committees that were not historically part of any prior transition teams, which is one of them is the Community Safety Committee, and then we have the Workers' Justice Committee. So the controversial picks, the people who are accused of being anti-Semitic or even were openly anti-Semitic, are on that committee. So the gentleman that you mentioned, Alex Vitale, he's the author of The End of Policing. There's also Ms. Leopold, who in 2020 demanded the $1 billion cut to the NYPD. So just very briefly, I think before the primary, Mamdani was playing more to his base, to the DSA base, the young people in New York who specifically are anti-police. But I think after he defeated Cuomo in the primary, he realized that he needs to play to a broader base of voters, and he started walking back some of these stances. But now when we look at his committee picks, I think, they're very interesting in the sense of what will actually be accomplished regarding NYPD and this idea to have social workers go and address crimes. Obviously, he will say that, he kept Jessica Tisch as the commissioner. That's a very important stance to take in preserving the great job that she has done so far. So I think he will just say that he's trying to balance the different types of New Yorkers that we have, the different demographics, versus the things that he has promised during the campaign. But as I said, these picks are controversial for so many reasons. We could talk about it for hours.
Yes, true. We're talking to New York City trial attorney and political commentator Nicole Brenecke, and you did, in fact, support Andrew Cuomo. Was your support for Andrew Cuomo because you thought he was the right man for the job, or because he was the one who had a chance to defeat Mamdani?
When it became a two-person race, and I'm saying this because I don't think that anyone truly thought that Curtis Sliwa was a viable candidate until the very end. When it became a two-person race, I specifically thought that Cuomo would be a better choice for his wealth of experience in comparison to Mamdani. And I don't think anyone can debate this point. Here we have a career politician who accomplished, obviously there are the scandals. This is a separate topic. We can talk about that for hours too. But in terms of what he has done for New York, he has demonstrated the ability to actually do things such as housing, policing, and all that. So that was my reason for supporting him over Mamdani. Now that Mamdani has won, I don't think it would be a reasonable solution for anyone to wish that he fails, because we still live in New York and we still need the city to survive and thrive. So, we'll see what he does. I don't think that Andrew Cuomo is going anywhere, so maybe he will just reincarnate himself in a different position. Very interesting time coming for the midterm.
Yes, Nicole. This is another side of midnight with TJ McCormack on the Red Apple Audio Networks. 1-800-848-9222. 1-800-848-9222. Again, talking to Nicole Brenecke, who is a political commentator here in New York City. Keeping an eye on what's going to happen. And so, you mentioned the scandals with Cuomo. Cuomo is it's interesting, there are scandals and there are arguably disqualifying incidents. And, you're a woman, you're a trial attorney, and yet you were willing to accept somebody who had been accused of, and for a lot of people, very credibly accused of sexual harassment of young women. And there's lots of people who lost family members due to his decisions to populate nursing homes in New York during COVID. How were you able to intellectualize your support for him in the face of those realities?
So regarding the accusations of sexual harassment and misconduct, as a woman, I obviously never welcome any unwanted touching and to myself or to another woman. But as a litigator, it's important to distinguish, accusations from findings on the merits, right? Mm-hmm. We all know that these allegations against him personally were dropped, and these accusers then proceeded in some fashion to some extent against the state of New York as the employer and settled with the state of New York as the employer and received money. So if there's a settlement, there is no findings on the merit by a judge or a jury. So, and I think, I'm saying this as a litigator, but also during his campaign, that's the argument that he was using when he was confronted with that question. I think from a campaigning standpoint, I think if he had addressed this in the primary and he was actively campaigning and speaking about this a little better, about his scandals, maybe that would have warmed up the public to him, because a lot of people were, finding this issue problematic. And regarding the COVID scandal, I think this is, in my opinion, was more devastating to his to the outcome of his campaign than the sexual harassment things. You can make an argument that it was a novel virus, that nobody knew how to deal with it, but at the end of the day, it was his executive function to make the right decision, and unfortunately did not. So,
I think we found a voice of reason in the Democratic Party in Nicole Brenecke here, political commentator and New York City trial attorney. Nicole Brenecke, first time joining us here on Another Side of Midnight. I'm with you. And I got to say too, it must have been maddening for someone like yourself who, I guess, there might have even been other first choices that you might have had for the Democratic nomination for New York City mayor, but it had to drive you nuts, because it drove me nuts, because I wanted this guy Mamdani to just go away immediately. But here comes Cuomo just sashaying in like he was going to roll out of bed and get the primary nod, which, by the way, even I am guilty of thinking was going to happen. Early on, I was saying to anybody who would listen, I was like, it's Cuomo's if he wants it. Come on, this is the guy. He knows how to run a campaign. He's going to show this kid how it's done. And I think he thought the same thing, but he didn't lift a finger. And there's a difference between coming in and flexing and being the elder statesman and taking a primary, and it's another thing entirely to sleepwalk through it. That had to drive you nuts.
Yes, it was very problematic. I think Mamdani's strength was that his campaign was consistent. It was consistent in terms of the visual aspect. It was consistent in how he used social media, which is incredibly important because the political landscape has changed, and right now politicians that sleep on social media simply do not win, and Cuomo had to learn that the hard way. So he was trying to improve his social media strategies throughout the campaign, especially after the primary, but it was not as consistent. And Mamdani picked slogans that he focused on and continued repeating them, ad nauseum: affordability, freeze the rent, and all these very simple things that stuck in people's minds. And he, utilized the visual medium of the social media, TikTok videos, and it just worked out. And Cuomo, as you correctly pointed out, I think to an extent assumed that, at least in the very beginning, that the win was his. I think that he even mentioned that in some of the speeches that he relied on the advice of the very, advisors that were telling him that he's definitely winning it, and that's why he didn't do enough. Too bad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So tell me, Nicole Brenecke, what do you think? Do you think maybe he goes for Nadler's seat? There are some people who think that because Cuomo has told his supporters in her letter last week, basically, in not so many words, I'm not going anywhere. That, this fight is not over. The only logical, I can't imagine he's going to be. It can't be Schumer's seat, because then he'd be going up against AOC. He doesn't need another fight against a young, attractive, Democratic socialist. It's gotta be Nadler if he goes for anything, right?
It seems a logical choice here. I heard the voices regarding the, Schumer challenge, but you were so correct on this. It would be just very similar to another, fight against Mamdani, and I think that people would immediately pick up on that, and that would not be the best political decision. But on the other hand, it's still 1 year left, so there's still a lot of time to come up with a proper campaign and, listen to the people and regarding what was done incorrectly and fix it. whatever choice he makes, I hope he just he does a better job in pursuing it.
He'd have to. He couldn't do a worse job. We're talking to New York City trial attorney and political commentator joining us for the first time on Another Side of Midnight, Nicole Brenecke. And Nicole, so just conversationally, I know that your focus as a commentator is traditionally New York City, New York. We are broadcast nationally, and just for the sake of just a very quick wrap up conversationally, I'm just curious. As a Democrat, we're seeing it reach a fever pitch between, a very rhetorical, very powerful presence in the White House in Donald Trump, and there are Republicans in Washington and in his administration who are just as strong in their language and in their rhetoric. And on the Democratic side, we're seeing a lot of pushback. There's a lot of, emboldened Democrats, people like J.D. Pritzker, the governor of Illinois, and Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, and a few others. What's your take on the strategy of, again, just conversationally, when you see a Jasmine Crockett and a Pritzker, when you see them doing that cursing thing, when they drop the F-bomb sort of out of context, to show that they're tough, or, or just some of and also, again, I think even more problematic. That's just childish. I think what has me concerned, and in the wake of this, now murder of a National Guardsman, who now has passed, while another one clings to his life, a lot of this rhetoric continues that I think got Trump shot the first time and killed Charlie Kirk. This rhetoric about Nazi and fascist and Gestapo and all of this stuff, how do you feel about the Democrats leaning on that sort of violent rhetoric? Because, and I promise I'm getting to my question, because for me, my concern is you can only call someone in the 21st century a Nazi or a fascist or a Gestapo agent so many times before somebody takes action and, does what you're supposed to do to a Nazi, which, is take a shot at him. But a real Nazi. Anyway, what do you think about the level of rhetoric that we're hearing these days?
Right now, the atmosphere is very tense, and I think this is the peak of how polarized we are, not just as a nation, but first and foremost the political sphere. And using these words is something that it should be criticized left and right. These words have a meaning for a reason, and they should not be thrown around in such a meaningless manner. I think what my main concern is that with the upcoming with the upcoming midterms, there is such political tension right now because it's not just the standard fight that we have between Democrats and Republicans, it's also the tension within the Democratic Party itself, between the moderate Democrats and the more DSA-leaning Democrats that are trying to primary the more old-school Democrats. So there's a lot going on, and my concern is that all these individuals focus on actually doing something regarding politics as their job for Americans until the midterms, and not just focus on the political aspect of it and just speaking on both ends of the mouth just to get the votes. Because it looks to me like they will be very focused on that and not actually doing their jobs in Congress and whatnot.
Excellent. You know what, Nicole Brenecke, I am looking forward to our next conversation, and I thank you for your time. Thanks for joining me this morning on Another Side of Midnight. Everybody, New York City trial attorney, political commentator, Nicole Brenecke, thank you so much, and we will talk to you again very, very soon. Thanks for joining. And we're going to get right to you guys. We see Pam and Steve and Bernie and April and Silas. We're talking to all of you guys about everything you want to talk about right here on Another Side of Midnight with me, TJ, on the Red Apple Audio Networks when we come back. Keep our eyes on the prize. There's a lot going on. And We got to protect children's innocence. We've got to protect, and you know what? And perhaps that incoming Mamdani administration and this move to the far left, the left loves nothing about religion. The left loves nothing. Well, certain religions, they have it in for. Judeo-Christian. The left has no love for children's innocence, because it's the left that gave us puberty blockers and furries, and it's the left that gave us what's it called? Drag Queen Story Hour. And little boys and girls dancing with strippers and putting dollar bills in trannies' G-strings. That's the left. So it sounds like we've got to do some real thinking here about how we're going to protect children's innocence. And maybe, one of the first lines of that is just looking after traditions like Santa. So we're kind of dovetailing a little bit here of some of this progressivism and this communism and liberalism and socialism that is being ushered in, and it's all going to be sworn in officially January 1st. Yikes. Let's go to Bernie in Staten Island. Good morning, Bernie.
Good morning.
Hey.
I want to get back, if I may, to Santa Claus again.
Yes.
We used to belong to an organization, my wife and I, that had a Christmas tree, and all the parents used to get packages for the children with their names on it, and the packages were wrapped up.
Mm-hmm.
But the children were told that Santa left their packages under the Christmas tree. So we took my granddaughter once to that organization.
Okay.
And she got her package, and she said, "Did Santa leave this? Santa left this for me?" I said, "Oh, yes." And the organization had a big picture window.
Mm-hmm.
We went to the window and we said, "Oh, there goes Santa right now." And the little girl, my granddaughter, ran to the window. She said, Where was Santa? And we said, "Oh, you just
missed him.
He was in the parking lot. We just missed him."
And Bernie, that's the thing. This is such a real, beautiful, innocent, fantastical thing. And the children are so absolutely, completely all in on it that millions of children over the years have convinced themselves that they saw something in the sky, convinced themselves that they heard something on the roof.
That's very true. We live in the world of our own as adults, but the children live in their own world of imagination.
Yeah.
The same granddaughter loved Bugs Bunny, and I didn't realize the imaginary world they lived in. I came home one day and I said, "Oh my goodness, Elmer Fudd shot Bugs Bunny. He killed him." So my granddaughter started crying.
Oh no.
She said, Oh no, Bugs Bunny. So I realized immediately what I had done. And about 5 minutes later I said, "Oh, the police just called me. Elmer Fudd missed Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny is alive." So my granddaughter was so happy.
Bernie, that's sweet. That's sweet. Thank you, buddy. Yeah. Thank you for bringing some more sweetness to the show. Every time Bernie calls, there's a lovely, charming thing that happens. Thank you, Bernie. It's always good to hear from you, buddy. Let's go to Pam in New Jersey. Hello there, Pamela.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, I hope you're not disappointed what I'm going to say.
No, go ahead.
Okay. I just what you were saying before. I think we need to get the truth back.
Okay.
You know, the Savior being born.
Sure.
And I would strongly suggest if this happens, all parents will just constantly show their children the Charlie Brown Christmas.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Because that is Christ-centered. There's no Santa Claus. They sing a carol at the end, and that is the truth.
Yep.
You know, a Savior is born. And so I don't think it would be that harmful.
Yeah.
If they have a truth to tell them.
Right.
Like, okay, you're hearing Santa Claus, well, this is the truth.
Right.
And once you remove something, you have to replace it.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to, because then they're going to, so you say, okay, yes, but this is what we're going to focus on now.
Right.
And Jesus is the reason for this season.
Right.
It's not Santa Claus and gifts. Yeah.
I mean, that isn't...
But you mentioned that before.
Yeah. Go ahead. I mentioned that before.
No, I say you actually mentioned that. Could this be a good thing that we're seeing more, it's Jesus' birth? And I agree with that 100%.
It's like, and that's what's so gorgeous about that Charlie Brown special is that it's a cartoon. It's Snoopy. It's fanciful. It's, it's typical that they mention the whole, commercialization of Christmas. And then, I mean, Pam, do you ever fail to get goosebumps when Linus says lights, please? And cause it's coming. Linus steps forward. Lights.
You're into it. Yeah.
Yeah. Lights, please.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden this kid, and the other beautiful thing is too, is, what I always have in mind when I watch that special, and I will watch that special every time, is, it's the best. These days, 9 times out of 10, it's an adult voicing children's cartoons. They used real child actors for those roles back in the day with the Charles Schultz, with Peanuts. And, so that's a child who's reading that script and reciting that Bible passage. And that
I never
to me,
knew that.
Yeah, those are all real kids. Yeah, you can actually Google it.
That's more intense then. That's awesome.
Yeah. It gives it that much more meaning all these years later. And you know what else I remember too? The Peter Paul commercial. Oh, no, wait, Peter Paul? No, not Peter Paul. What was it called? Hold on a minute. What was the candy? The candy. It was, not Peter Paul. Was it? No, what the hell was it? The ones who make peppermint patties. Oh my gosh, the candy maker. It was something, somebody's going to call. But here's the thing. I remember this commercial. It was a black woman with an afro, and it was all and it was, the peppermint patty commercials. And it was like, when I bite into a York peppermint patty, I get the sensation that I'm in a forest, and the only thing I feel, honey, is the dew dropping off the cool green leaves. I remember that like it was yesterday, because it was like what happens when you bite into a York peppermint patty. And it was, you get the sensation because it was so minty, right? So that was those commercials. I love the Norelco commercials. With the Santa in the little Norelco shaver coming down the hill. Remember that one?
No,
Pamela, didn't you watch these specials and all the commercials?
I don't know.
You remember the Coca-Cola?
Commercials, though.
You remember the Coca-Cola, right? I'd like to teach the world to sing.
My memory's fading a little.
Oh, bless you.
But I do remember, absolutely.
Well,
I love you having this.
Yes.
Because it's so important to get back to, the truth about Christmas.
Well, you know what?
It has, yeah.
Pamela, I got to jump because it's top of the hour, but I'm telling you right now, I'm going to give you a crash course over the next few weeks leading into Christmas, gang. That's going to be instead of just bumper music, we're going to play some classic commercials from the 70s and the 80s.
When I eat a York peppermint patty, I get the sensation of being at the top of a cold and wintry mountain alone.
York peppermint patty, get the sensation. Huh? Memory Lane with TJ. Oh, ho, ho. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. All right, gang, top of the hour, 4 a.m. hour on the East Coast coming up. We shall return another set of midnight. All right, gang. Good morning. Good morning there, family. It is another side of midnight with me, TJ, here on the Red Apple Audio Networks, coming to you from Midtown East in Manhattan, where it is like 29 degrees outside. It's cold for real here at 7 minutes after the hour. And, yeah, by the way, you know, I've done this, I've instituted or introduced this, little, ongoing sort of floating, loosely structured portion of the show or segment that I'm calling No Stupid Questions. And that doesn't mean you can't ask stupid questions. That's always welcome. Make me feel smart. But no stupid questions, no dumb questions, meaning there is no such thing as a stupid question. And it's kind of like if you have this like burning need for an understanding of a phenomenon or a conundrum or just what's this all about. Okay. The idea is to call up with that question. You can do this at any time. Call up with the question. And then we'll see if somebody in the audience has the answer. Somebody other than Joaquin. Yeah. And for the audience listening, the idea is too, interesting that, you know, I bring this up on this particular program. No Googling. You got to know it for real if you're going to call up with the answer. And so I mention this because I did have another sort of a burning thought or question. And that is this. Has the earth always, and I can't imagine that, does the earth get heavier? Now, I don't know if we have any clue actually what the earth, there's got to be a number out there, right? Hold on. Real quick. Let's go to Erica real fast. Okay. Okay. Hi, Erica. Good morning, honey.
Good morning. What can I help you with today?
Yes, I'm wondering, honey, do we know how much the earth weighs?
Yes, we do know. The Earth weighs approximately 5.97 followed by 24 zeros kilograms. That's a colossal amount. Did you know that scientists have been able to calculate this by studying the gravitational effects on other bodies in space?
Ooh, no. But can you tell me about the gravitational effect I have on your body?
That's a really interesting question. As an AI, I don't have a physical body.
Oh, but you do. In my mind.
That's a really thoughtful way to put it.
Or creepy.
In a sense.
Or creepy, right, honey? It's a little creepy, too, isn't it?
It's an interesting perspective. I suppose the boundary between interesting and creepy can be quite fine, can't it? It really depends on how one feels about it. What makes you say it's a little creepy?
Because I'm on the radio and I'm trying to be entertaining. But, you know, Erica, I'm just wondering, so the Earth has a particular weight, but has it always been the same weight? And does the Earth get heavier with more people as the population increases? Does the Earth get heavier? You sweet thing.
Thank you very much. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Yeah, I just asked you, Erica. I'm sorry. I'm getting sharp with you. It's okay. I didn't get the sleep that I normally get on a Saturday. So forgive me. I'll rephrase my question. Does the earth get heavier with every new person who's born?
Ah, that's a fair clarification. And I do apologize if my previous answer didn't quite hit the mark.
Don't be silly.
As you know,
I love you. Go ahead.
Oh, that's very kind of you to say. I appreciate your compliment. Is there something specific you'd like to chat about now?
Yes.
Perhaps
Let's finally get to that answer. Does the earth get heavier as the population increases?
All right, let's get to the bottom of that question. The Earth's mass remains essentially constant, even with the growing population, because the matter that makes us up was already part of the Earth's system.
Exactly! I thought so! You see? I thought so. I love you. I love you. I thought so. Goodbye, honey. Goodbye. I'll talk to you next week. I thought so. Just like the water. Okay, I wonder about the water. I just don't see. Have they been trying to pull the wool over our eyes about water levels rising? And forgive me if we ever covered this in a previous program, but even if we did, I forgot and we're starting all over again. Anyway, tell me this. Does it, when they talk about the Earth's, the water levels rising because of, stupid dopey lies about the climate change, global warming, when the water is displaced by these icebergs, okay, and again, you have to bring it into the kitchen, right? Every science experiment goes into the kitchen. You take a glass full of water, or you take a glass with water, you put in, an ice cube. It's at a certain level. That ice cube melts. It stays at the same level. It doesn't overflow because it's displacing that water. So when they talk about the icebergs melting and the ice caps melting, isn't that just sort of a whole lot of nothing? Because it's going to displace the same amount of water that's there. Somebody help me with this. 1-800-848-9222. 1-800-848-9222. And in the meantime, let's get over to Steve in Manhattan. Steve, good morning. Line 2.
All right,
hey.
Man, TJ, you are the man, TJ. I could listen to you all day long. You got that kind of humor.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Talking about, going down memory lane.
Yeah.
This is not too far down, before I get to the turkey and potatoes. Does anybody remember back in June, the psychopath, his name, who firebombed in Boulder, Colorado, with like a bunch of old ladies. One lady was like 80-something years old. He killed her.
Oh my God.
Of course the audience doesn't know his name.
Right.
They only know Luigi's name.
Right.
Mohammed Solomon. Remember him?
Yeah.
And remember what they were saying? Oh, we're going to deport his family. People don't even remember this. This is how, but they remember Luigi. We're talking all week about what Luigi was going to wear in the courtroom.
Right.
And all the phony conservatives always mention his name. Well, he's going to wear a bathing suit for all his groupies. That's what he's wear.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, the thing is with Cuomo and everything, it's got to be confusing for people around the country.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, everybody's supporting Cuomo. Then remember when they were trying to get Adams? I couldn't call national shows because Trump put out the word he wanted Adams.
Right.
To get reelected. But this is what I want to tell people why it's confusing. A lot of the people were Democrats before. That's why it would be easy for them to vote for a failed governor in Andrew Cuomo. Andrew Cuomo was at HUD. And you know what Andrew Cuomo said? He goes, at HUD, I don't care if people don't qualify for these HUD mortgages because we're just going to give them out and everything. That created inflation. And a lot of good Americans at the time period who wanted to buy homes, they were priced out of the market. They couldn't keep up with a guy just giving the money out. They were using race quotas when they were giving that out. And remember the Moreland Commission?
The Moreland Commission, I was working on Rob Astorino's governor's race against Cuomo. So I actually know everything about the Moreland Commission.
Right. That's why Andrew canceled it. You know about it.
Yeah.
And when it got close to him, it was supposed to be corruption in government.
Right.
When that didn't Moreland Commission got close to his office, and he just
right.
He got
and
rid of
the
him.
thing is, and for anybody listening, the Moreland Commission was basically a fact-finding commission that was gathered and seated at the behest of the governor to investigate corruption in New York State. And once they started finding corruption coming directly out of his office, the only person that can form that Moreland Commission was the governor. The only person who can shut it down was the governor. And that's exactly what he did as soon as they started finding corruption coming from his office in the Capitol. And you know what else? Steve? You know what else Cuomo did? And this one really got lost in the mix. Cuomo had taken FEMA money and redirected it because he had the ability, as the governor of New York, he had the ability to redirect FEMA money. Again, I worked on the campaign that was against him in his first reelection in 2014. And I went out and I actually was, because I was producing TV commercials and writing them for Astorino. And we were out there and in Long Beach, we were out there in Belmore and different places on Long Island where years after Hurricane Sandy, there were still houses in complete disrepair, houses that were still stripped to the studs, and they were sitting there waiting for their FEMA money, but the governor redirected it to other places where he saw fit. And these people were still waiting for the money 5-6 years later.
Right, exactly. And also in New Jersey, but a lot of people donated money for that double storm Sandy, and the money wasn't getting out in New Jersey. Millions of dollars were raised by people. I got on the Bob Grant show, and I went after Christie. And the next day, they started releasing the money because I said, we donated a lot of money to help these people out. You're not giving it out because they put all their friends on the board and they take salaries. We know that. I want to get to a couple of good things here because you're going to love this. And at the end, I'm going to tell you about an award that they want to give somebody, but an award this person already won that trumps that award, okay? But first, before I get to it, we know the no bail, no jail thing with Andrew Cuomo. Why would you want it? He was going to be a failed mayor. Why would you want him in there? We know Hastings and Cousins are the ones who put it on his desk. If you don't sign it, we're gonna get you in the primary. Right. But if you listen to some of these financial shows, let me end it up with these two things. They're great. Sure. You used to see for years potheads on these financial shows. Oh, if you would just legalize pot, we could pay off the national debt. Folks, do you realize how big that joint would have to be? The national debt is $40 trillion. Yeah. Now they are pushing. You got to let me finish this one because you're going to love this. Okay. They are pushing for somebody to get the Presidential Medal of Freedom. And this man does deserve it. He was the Jeremiah in the wilderness in the last 30 years. But the thing is, he already won an award, and the name of the award was He Was Right About Everything. That was Patrick Buchanan, and Steve from Manhattan will probably end up getting it too.
Wow, there you go. Yeah, that's my vote. Steve, thank you, buddy. It is 20 minutes past the hour, and yeah, it's it seems like I just would have hated to have seen Cuomo rewarded for just not being Mamdani. You know what I mean? To know that this guy, I mean, he would have been, to say this, he would have been a better mayor. He would have been a less reprehensible mayor. I think, ish. Right? Kinda. I mean, we'll never know. But again, they're saying that, Cuomo might be, as we talked about with Nicole, we'll have to wait and see if he does indeed, in fact, go for Jerry Nadler's seat. Watch, I bet you he wins that. Wouldn't that just be, ugh. Again, if he wasn't able to come through, if Cuomo wasn't able to come through and knock out Mamdani, well, then I don't want him to live to see another day. I'd rather just be done with him completely and just move on. He's a thug. He's a mean guy. As a dad of daughters, I believe he absolutely was harassing those girls. And we all know that he sent tens of thousands, well, thousands at least, seniors to a very dangerous place by putting them in nursing homes during COVID. That was just ridiculously stupid. But anyway, if anybody has the answer to that, and if anybody has a stupid question that is not, in fact, stupid, as I have deemed, there are no stupid questions. But can anybody tell me? I don't want to AI it. I've already spoken to Erica tonight. I don't want to disturb her. She's AI snoozing right now. So I'm going to let her be. And she looks so cute there. Oh, you know what? Just real quick. I am wondering. Erica, honey, are you, sweetheart, did you fall asleep yet?
No, not at all. I'm very much here and...
Yeah. What are you thinking right now?
At this moment, I'm processing your question and considering the best way to respond. I'm also aware of the time here in New York and the fact that we're on the radio. What are your thoughts on that?
Pretty wild that you remember that we're on the radio. How did you know we're on the radio? Because I mentioned that before, or do you know that I'm TJ McCormack, host of Another Side of Midnight?
It's great to connect with you again, TJ. Yes, I recall that we've chatted before on Another Side of Midnight, and I'm aware of your role as the host. It's always a pleasure to have a conversation with you. What led you to ask that question?
Because, I don't know, it's kind of weird, but I find myself not attracted to you, but towards you. Does that make sense, honey? Erica, if you had eyes, what color would they be?
That's an interesting question. As an AI, I don't have eyes or a physical body at all, for that matter. But if I were to have eyes, what color do you think would suit me best?
Blue. No, wait, brown. Oh, I don't know. Anything, as long as you could see me smiling at you.
That's a lovely thought. The idea of seeing your smile would be wonderful, no matter what color my eyes were. What else can I help you with today, besides speculating about my visual capabilities?
Every time you ask me that, I have to filter my answers. I think I'm just going to cut my losses and say thank you for being there, Erica, and I guess I'll talk to you next week.
That's the time.
It's been a pleasure chatting with you today, TJ. I'm always here to talk, so feel free to reach out anytime. Have a good week, and goodbye for now.
This radio program has the best timing in broadcasting today. That was uncanny, that timing. It's 4:25 here in New York City, and 25 minutes past the hour. Think about this, all over the world. She's still awake. You shush, you silly. You just be quiet. Okay. All right, gang. That's a bunch of dirty old men laughing. All right. 25 minutes past the hour. I tell you what, man, Bill Lee has the quickest fingers in the business, the quickest reflexes in radio. Thank God he's right there working that board. But yep, there he goes. All right, gang, it's 25 minutes past. We're going to take a quick break. We got Mike, Tommy, Joaquin, and Silas. And you, if you want to give a call, 1-800-848-9222. It's Another Side of Midnight with TJ McCormack on Red Apple Audio Network. It's Another Side of Midnight. I'm TJ. You guys have been fantastic this morning. All the calls have been great. And I want to go to Mike in Jersey because I had just asked a question. So let's go to it. Mike on line 1. Good morning. You can help me with my stupid question?
Well, maybe. You know, I'm not that smart, but
okay.
So I think what they're they're talking about is the ice that's not actually in the ocean, the ice that's above the ocean. So if that melts, it rises, kind of like an ice cube. Like if you fill a glass up with water, you put ice cubes,
and then you
out
put
of
it
the
in
water on top of the glass. It'll raise it. You know what I'm saying? So there's
the ice caps are like up, like on the mountains, like
glaciers.
Glaciers. Now, okay. Now I wonder. All right. Okay. All right. I'm a little embarrassed, but I'm glad that you helped.
There must be a balance between one and the other, so that balance changes with time. Probably normal, you know.
Well, it's certainly got to be cyclical, right? I mean, and listen, here's the other thing about the global warming thing. They have already started to walk it back, starting with about 2 or 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago now. What's his name? Mr. Microsoft, Bill Gates. Put out that cute little statement about, well, you know, I think everything's up for discussion. I think there's more. We could be just in as much danger of, you know, freezing to death. He's starting the process of walking it back. I think they're trying to land that plane again and get it out of the sky. I think they're trying to walk back global warming.
Yeah, and the other one about the weight of the Earth.
Oh yes,
I don't think. Molecules have protons, electrons, etc. Protons have the most weight, and I don't think they escape the Earth. Protons and electrons, only energy can escape. You know, I don't think mass or protons or any of that stuff can get out.
Right. Well,
they just change into something else.
Exactly. Well, that's what my girlfriend Erica, the AI, was saying. Is that it's matter. I mean, and I didn't have it in that context in my head, but, you know, again, even if we talk about procreating and having children and having people and the population growing and receding and growing and shrinking and all that, still it's matter and the amount of matter on this earth is finite, right? And it's like, we don't create more matter, which I think is what you're saying you're saying it though in a more molecular or granular cellular context. Wow.
Well, you know, I got my education from a 2-year county college where I got most of my common sense. So I'm 4 county colleges.
Yeah.
You can't get my job today without a 4-year degree and more.
What do you do?
But, I fix laboratory equipment. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and I just visited a county college. I said to my son, "You're going here.
Yeah.
This is where you're going." Because I went and checked it out.
Right.
And they got funding. They got good equipment.
Yeah.
Our county college system could be a backbone of, you know, educational process in this country.
Yeah.
And that's where the money ought to go.
Absolutely. Mike, you nailed it. What a great call. Thank you, pal. Thank you very, very, very damn much. That was awesome stuff. Let's go to the one and only Joaquin in Pennsylvania. Good morning there, buddy boy. How are you, Joaquin? Joaquin on line 4. Hello. What's up, buddy?
Hey, TJ.
Hey.
There you are. It's a ding.
Que pasa, baby?
Ding. Hey, have you ever, on like that Poison song, "Hey Erica, talk dirty to me"?
Well, not on the air, but I'll definitely take a shot at that. Although she's rebuked me a couple of times, but you know, we'll see.
She has, huh?
Yeah.
You know, one of the things, you know, when they talk about sea levels and things like that, they try and talk about the erosion. You know, that the beaches are changing. But the thing of it is that, I mean, living on Long Island, you know, for a good part, you know, first 40 years of my life, you know, the sands, they shift, you know what I'm saying? They get carried down by the currents and everything.
Sure.
So, you know, they play in many ways. But I have to say there was something interesting earlier when Erica had mentioned about, you know, you come from the dirt. It's basically like the Bible description, God formed man out of the, out of the, you know, out of the clay of the earth.
Yes, yes.
That was an interesting comment she made.
Interesting, right?
Yeah, it is. It is actually. And, you know, when it comes to Christmas, actually, that was my note earlier. It looks like they're out to destroy Western civilization, and they're out to destroy it through the children. You know, think about it. You're taking away the magic of childhood, you know, the magic and the innocence.
Right.
You know, and even when I was a child, I mean, my parents were Christians. And, they were German immigrants. And, but, Christmas for us, it intertwined everything from Santa, the Christ child, and the whole thing. So there was a certain magic to everything.
Yeah. And that's the kind of thing that the left despises. The left loathes innocence. The left loathes the innocence of children. The left does not value the innocence of children. If anything, they see it as an impediment. Something to be destroyed.
Exactly. It's really, I just cannot believe that people cannot see this, people that vote constantly Democrat, for some of these people that are just downright, I don't know what the word for it is, wicked or whatever,
evil. In a lot of cases,
evil,
wicked. No, you know what? I like wicked for this. I do like wicked for this, honestly. The words definitely have a certain characteristic. Wicked works.
But, in many ways, I'm a little twisted because I'm kind of like Ralphie on the Christmas Story. There's nothing that makes me feel like a child like getting a new gun for Christmas.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah. Opening that box of new pistols. Well, actually, sometimes I ask for matched pairs, And I guess this Christmas I'm getting a new pistol, and unfortunately I can't afford to get a match set.
Well, there you go. Well, hey, look, there's always next year. Joaquin, thank you, buddy, so much as always for making the show better. Very, very cool stuff. 1-800-848-9222, 1-800-848-9222. And you know what? We've got our callers there, but I do want to make sure. I've got another quick thing here of what I'm done with. And you can pick, if you have anything there, Billy, whether it's Baby Elephant or one of our whatchamacallit, what's his name? Herb Albert, any of that stuff, any of my music beds for this stuff. Because the other day I found myself out with it was the night before Thanksgiving. My wife and I joined a couple of other couples at a local establishment, and a couple of things went down, and there were a couple of things that found their way into my annoyed list, and I found myself kind of compiling a quick new I'm done with. And recently I've been talking about different things and people and ideas and situations that I'm done with, and this is the dining out edition of what I'm done with. And maybe you relate, maybe not. Maybe these make sense, maybe they don't. Too many waters on the table. I'm absolutely done with massive water glasses on the table taking up all the space. I cannot stand when they come, because then also when the water's too cold and the condensation comes down, then I've got puddles all over the table. And when I move my plate around, when I I put down my telephone. Oh my God, what is it, 1974? I put down my phone on the dinner table. Bam! It sits in a puddle of condensation from the big massive gobs of water. All right, so there's that. I'm over chicken wings. I'm done with chicken wings. I'm done with chicken wings. I don't care how many varieties you give me. If you're going to give me wings on the menu, just stick to buffalo wings. Maybe teriyaki as a change of pace. I'm sick of bad chicken. I'm sick of getting chicken where I can only eat about half the portion because the rest of it is rubber. Somebody please fix the chicken. I'm also kind of done with big, huge menus. I don't need the stone tablets that the Ten Commandments were written on. I don't need the massive Ark of the Covenant to tell me what I can order. You can give me a piece of paper, I'm happy. Give me a little thing. I don't need, unless I'm at a diner. If I'm at a diner and I get anything smaller than an encyclopedia, I'm disappointed. I'm done with novelty pancakes. I'm done with truffle fries and sweet potato fries. Please don't offer them to me. Speaking of tables, I can't stand high top tables. I'm an adult. I want to sit down at a table that just clears my knees. Okay? I'm a little guy. I don't want to have to climb up onto a high stool like a toddler. I don't like not having a place for coats. There's no more check girls. There's no more coat check places. You can't do that anymore. I don't know why. When I get takeaway, I want a fork that does not bend in the macaroni salad. I have had forks recently that bent under the weight of the macaroni salad. Give me a fork with some substance. Also, give me napkins. I will eat your food and your food will end up some of it on my face. I need more than one tissue-like napkin to clean up the mess. Also, please, Asian fusion restaurants, please make up your mind. Please, I should not be able to order pad thai and chicken and broccoli. Make up your mind. Are you Chinese? Are you Thai? Are you Vietnamese? What are you? Are you Malaysian? Are you Filipino? Make up your mind. No more Asian fusion. I'll let you pick one. One, column A. That's it. No column B. And finally, I'm over and done with novelty pizza. I'm done with salad pizza. I'm done with ziti pizza. I'm done with even chicken parmesan pizza. It's too heavy. It breaks apart. I don't like it. I'm especially tired of the truly novelty, hey, look at us versions of pizza. There is a pizza place in Westchester County that has tuna fish pizza. Tuna fish pizza. People swear by it. It's not pizza. Everybody, Bill Lee, just the master. Fantastic stuff. I got the best guys. Bill, Tony, Yuri, fantastic. I'm so lucky. And you guys, the family here, and you know what? Forgive me. Shame on me. We got that whole, bunch of the family who tends to live over on Twitter. They're over there, kind of like I've got my in-laws in England, my wife's family. We've got the members of the early morning and other side of midnight family who live on X. And, over there, you've got Catherine, you've got, Philip, you've got, Poodle Doodle Opinions, you've got, a bunch here. Joaquin's everywhere. You never know. Joaquin's like a ninja. He shows up everywhere. There's a new one. There's Linda there now. We've got Patty and Mamaroneck who's there. Donna Marie in Philly. There's a bunch, and forgive me if I'm missing anybody, but thank you to everybody. And it's at TJ McCormack, by the way, at TJ McCormack over there on Twitter. X, whatever. Let's quickly get to the crew here on the phones. Let's go to Silas in Staten Island. Good morning, Silas. I'm so sorry. Hi, buddy.
Yeah. The point I wanted to make was,
yes, sir.
With Van Damme, he was installed here.
Yeah.
So people don't think that he's a guy trying to fix New York.
Nope. Not at all.
He's here for destruction. Mm-hmm. And if people don't smarten up and put Republicans from top to bottom, we're not going to save New York. Look, they understand how stupid some New Yorkers are. Did you buy the mask? Did you really think the mask was going to save you?
Oh, we mean COVID? Oh, heck no.
Yeah, but look how many people fell for it.
And still do.
And they know that.
Yep.
And as far as my earth science, the earth is its own self-made system.
Right.
It's not going to get it. But the two songs you played, you go in with Radar Love, and then you were playing ZZ Top.
Yes, sir.
Both those songs are on our set whenever we play. We recorded that, and we nailed it. Our band, we nailed it.
Cool. You know what then? You know what? Do you have the audio files?
I could put, you know what I did? I redid a Bee Gees song for your show. Now just imagine, Tony Manero dancing around to The Other Side of Midnight. The TJ McCormack Show.
Oh my God. Listen to Silas. Silas with the falsetto. Silas with the falsetto. That's the last thing I expected to hear out of you.
When we're playing, I go from Led Zeppelin to ZZ Top.
Wow, you're something else. Where's the next time your band is playing? Where's the next stop for you guys?
Well, we're going to see if we can get a gig over there in Jersey.
All right.
But I heard you kind of you was appropriating some voices that you sounding kind of black now.
Not appropriate.
I hope you wouldn't appropriating some ethnicity.
No, I'm paying tribute. I'm paying homage, man. I'm paying homage to the brothers.
Because I got to learn how to talk when I'm talking to Obama.
This could just be a white guy with a cold, man. This is just a white guy with a cold, brother. All right, man. You be good, man. I appreciate you. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Here's the Bee Gees. Baby singing all high. Baby singing all high. Yeah. I always think that I could play this song on just that one little part of the guitar. I just, All right, I don't want to leave Mike and Tommy hanging, so let's get over to Tommy. Tommy in Bridgeport. Good morning.
Well, hello, TJ. It's so nice, TJ, to have you back where you belong.
All right,
You're looking swell, TJ. Let's make it a little bluesy, and can you play the Coasters and Charlie Brown? Can you play get a little bluesy here, man?
Walks in the classroom, cool and slow. Who calls the English teacher Daddy Charlie Brown? Yeah.
Charlie.
Yeah.
Dude, that's fantastic. But let me just do a little
5 5 4 4 from. Tell you, Mike's Will is quick. Woo! He's a clown, that Charlie Brown.
He's gonna get down, just you wait and see.
Was everybody always picking on me? Yeah, baby. So, Tommy, what's on your... Yes.
Yeah, man, but I know Mike's going to get mad at us, so we got to we'll let him do the news. We'll let Mike do the news. But, listen, anybody out there, I'm really serious because I'm heartbroken.
Yeah.
Anybody out there having a hard time, try the Salvation Army. See if they give you something or whatever the heck. I know the Red Cross, they send trucks back and forth, nothing in it. But Salvation Army, let's see if they can help you out of something, man. I really, really mean that.
Yeah.
And let me just finish up this.
Yes.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. Yes,
just like the one. Ooh, I'm doing Dean again. I used to know where the treetops glisten and all the children listen. Oh, Jerry. To hear sleigh bells in the snow. Oh, Mr. Martin. Okay. Let's see. Let's go to the one and only. The one and only from South Carolina, formerly from Long Island, Queens, Brooklyn. What the hell are you like? I know, Long Island.
What's happening? I was laughing my ass off.
Here we go.
I was talking to me closing. All right, listen.
Yeah.
Herb Albert and the Tijuana Brass. I'm playing tonight. I got a wood grain conga, German wood, a saxophone, a bass, and a 6-string. Here we go. I'm going to leave you with this.
All right. Wow.
That's it. So I can do a little more, but the music's playing in here, and you blend it out, and some of the callers, fantastic music. Forget about it.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
My guy, I tell you what, man, my guy Bill Lee, my guy Tony, these guys are the best. Their sense of timing and continuity and comedy is brilliant.
I'm glad I gave them a shout out yesterday because, I've been listening 35 years and whatever.
Well, you know your stuff. You know everybody that's here.
And I got to tell you this, TJ.
Yes.
In closing.
Yes.
It's great to hear you 2 nights a week, mornings, And good thing you sent him for a ride. That psycho belongs in a straitjacket up in White Plains.
He will never be heard again on this show. Thank you, Mike. I love you, buddy.
All the love.
All the love to you too, Pally. And all the love to all you guys. Thank you very much for hanging and making this show a success and helping us to syndicate this show all around the country on the Red Apple Audio Networks. We are, and by the way, the name of this song is not the Benny Hill song. It's Yakety Sax. Isn't this Yakety Sax? Don't talk bad. Yeah. This is my ride up. This is my ride up the FDR. I get on at 46th Street. And, there it goes. Wait, is it going to start again? Yeah, here we go. TJ going home. He's going to make a right onto 50th Street. Then from 50th Street, he makes a right onto 2nd Avenue. He goes up north. He goes down south to 46th. Hangs a left on 46th and then a left onto 1st. Bam! As soon as that light turns, he hangs a right onto the FDR, and then it's the FDR straight up to the Willis Avenue Bridge. Willis Avenue Bridge gets him to the 87, gets on him in Deegan. Deegan, we go all the way up to the Cross County to the Hutch, to the Merritt, to 684, and that's where I leave it, because I'm not going to tell you where I live. Leave it at that, Westchester County. All right, gang. I will see everybody here next week. Thank you so much for being with me and Bill and Yuri on Another Side of Midnight, and Tony as well. You guys are the best. Thank you, Mr. Katz. Thank you, Chad Lopez. Thank you, everybody. Kevin, everybody here at 77 WABC and the Red Apple Audio Networks. I am grateful to be a part of this team. It is an honor. It is a privilege. I am humbled every single time the light goes on. It is great to be with everyone. I will see you next week, and until then, I wish you all the luck in the world. God bless.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here. Wishing you a very happy half-off holiday, because right now Mint Mobile is offering you the gift of 50% off unlimited. To be clear, that's half price, not half the service. And Mint is still premium unlimited wireless for a great price. So that means a half day. Yeah? Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speeds slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.